I'm going to cover this hottest July 4th on record. Just real quick, do me a quick live stream this morning. In case you didn't know, we had the hottest, according to what they're saying, the hottest July 3rd and the 4th, I believe. In case anybody didn't know, yes. Let's come over here. Let's share the screen. Hello, Maurice Delk. I don't know if you know, we had the hottest here in America. Let me play this little video real quick. It won't play. We had the hottest 4th of July. The planet reached the highest temperature ever recorded by human-made instruments during one of America's most quintessential summer holidays. The Zeophobic channel, hello, and Gorilla Press, how are y'all doing? Did y'all know that we had the hottest 4th of July on record, is what they're saying, according to Axios and ABC News, which I don't always go with the mainstream, but they're keeping records, I guess. Let's see. The average global temperature reached 17.18 degrees Celsius or 62.92 degrees Fahrenheit on Tuesday, as temperatures sizzled beyond the triple-digit mark around the world, and millions of Americans celebrated the 4th of July. This is data from the U.S. Centers for Environmental Prediction. It only took one day to break the record set on Monday, when average global temperatures measured 16.2 degrees Celsius or 61.16 degrees Fahrenheit. The heat blanketing much of the earth has driven by El Nino, in combination with the greenhouse gas emissions responsible for global warming, so the researchers say. These conditions may prompt even hotter temperatures over the next 6 months. These conditions may prompt even hotter temperatures over the next 6 months. Although the data only exists after 1979, Tuesday's temperatures likely represent the record for long before global temperatures began to be recorded. Global warming is leading us into an unfamiliar world. In case you didn't know, we just had the hottest 4th of July on record, they're saying. The record was broken at the same time that some regions in the southern U.S. are facing a weeks-long heat wave.
We're going to continue to break records.
Let me pause this.
As climate change continues.
Yeah, climate change. The new climate change, of course. I'm sure the smoke in Canada, I'm sure, chemtrails, any of this stuff that's blanketing our skies and trapping the heat in, I'm sure none of this has anything to do with it. The record was broken at the same time that some regions in the southern U.S. are facing weeks-long heat wave, with intense domes occurring elsewhere in the world in places like China and North Africa. Earth had the warmest June on record for air temperature and for sea surface temperature. By July and August could prove to be even hotter as El Nino continues to strengthen. So yeah, they're saying we had the hottest. This is going to be a short live stream. I got one more article to read after this. According to these charts and everything, the temperature is rising. If you don't know Dane Wigington, he comes on every week. Dane Wigington, yeah, with climate. I forget, y'all. Heat is the number one weather-related killer in the world, with more than 600 people dying from heat-related illnesses in the U.S. every year. 600. Number one, weather heat-related. Okay, yeah. According to the CDC, at least 13 people have died from the heat-related illnesses in Texas so far this summer. Let me go ahead and see if I can play this little quick video. Hottest day ever, they're saying, was 4th of July.
Till that point where emissions of greenhouse gases are no longer accumulating in the atmosphere.
Every time I go to play something, it stops on me. Yeah, that's the way it is around here. Oh, well. Let me go back and let me read this other article. Can't really play nothing, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Susan A., hello. Yeah, keep hydrated. You definitely want to do that. All right, I'm going to read this last article. This is from Axios. The globe has the warmest June on record by far. I didn't know all this until I saw, here in South Carolina, it's normally real hot anyway. But it seemed like, the heat is more intense and the humidity. Let me read this. The globe set a record for the warmest June since at least 1940. New and emerging climate data shows obliterating the previous milestone from 2019. Separately, the globe set new single-day records for the hottest day yet measured on July the 3rd and the 4th. Was the hottest ever recorded. And that was just Monday and Tuesday of this week. Why it matters. The records are an indication of the influence that the El Nino event is having in the tropical Pacific Ocean, since it is amplifying the pace of human-caused climate change. See, they're working their way to the new climate change, where they're going to have this climate crisis, climate emergency. Once they move into this climate emergency and they have all these countries, the ones that's joined in the New World Order, the World Economic Forum, the ones pushing for all this green carbon, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Yeah, the new green climate bills. They're going to come up with like hundreds of new climate bills. They already have them. They're just ready to be signed and put into action. And all this will limit our carbon tax and how you drive your car, how much beef you can buy, all this stuff that connects to the climate change, because they want to blame us for this new climate crisis. I'm not saying there is no global warming. I'm not saying that. But surely all this smoke from Canada, the California fires, all these chemtrails, everything they're doing is blanketing and keeping the warm heat in, and trapping a lot of heat. They even heat the ionosphere, And I saw earlier where the Sahara Desert dust is like moving toward Florida. It really is, y'all. I don't have that map right now, but I just wanted to talk about the temperature, the hottest temperature for the 4th of July recorded, The monthly records magnitude signals that more than temperature reports to come from U.S. and other governments are likely to rank June the same way. The big picture is the monthly temperature data comes from European computer models as well as a separate analysis from the Japan Meteorological Agency. It compromises another warning sign that climate change may be picking up its pace. I'm sure it is. Climate change is picking up because they're picking all this up. And they told us these Canadian fires are like not even halfway over, you know. The Canadian fires will continue throughout the summer. All this is planned, you know, so this is what they're doing. They're adding to the climate. Japan is fixing to dump 1 million gallons of radiated water into the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, it's going to get way worse, y'all. The climate temperature is going to get worse. In Texas, it's been very hot. They have so many, 13 people just died over the holiday, I believe. So yeah, the heat is it's more intensified. It's moving more up north. The jet stream is screwed up. It really is. The jet stream, you know, where a lot of the air from the north would come down into the south and all that and kind of keep us cooled down some. They have all of the climate. You know, they have it all screwed up. The monthly temperature data comes from the European computer model. It compromises another warning sign that climate change may be picking up its pace, at least in the short term. With record warm ocean temperatures globally for June, especially in the North Atlantic. This is very important, y'all. The sea ice that usually wraps around the ice band Antarctic continent and its lowest level on record. Meanwhile, there are unprecedented wildfires burning in Canada and multiple extreme heat events worldwide. All right, zoom in. According to Ziki, climate research led at payments company Stripe, global average surface temperatures were about 2.63 degrees above the pre-industrial average from 1850 to 1899. The next warmest June was in 2019, but it was 0.16 degrees Celsius, which is 0.3 degrees Fahrenheit, cooler than last month. Other climate information, including from NOAA, the National Centers for Environmental Prediction, also show a June record. In addition, the NOAA single-day numbers come from a computer modeling system that takes into account surface, satellite, and other measurements rather than purely ground-based instruments. They show that July 3rd and 4th were the hottest days on record globally since at least 1979 in terms of the global average absolute air temperature. These were the first days in the data set to have a global average surface temperature exceed 62.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Since July trends to the planet's hottest month, it is possible these records will be exceeded in the next few weeks. So they already know that the temperatures are rising, and what they're doing that adds to the hot temperatures. So they already know how they have the stratosphere loaded down, with chemtrails, the Sahara dust. They use machines to stir up the Sahara dust, to blow it over into the ocean, into the skies. This is another plan from Bill Gates. I dug it up a while ago, months ago. I put a video up about it. I put my proof out there that Bill Gates is part of, blocking out the sun and all that. And what they're doing, in effect, trying to block out the sun, they're making the temperatures even worse. It's not even really helping for what they're claiming to do and help for, if that makes any sense. It's doing the opposite, is what I'm saying. A daily global record may sound alarming, but it is more symbolic than scientifically meaningful. Researchers monitor human-based climate change over the course of months to decades in order to decipher signals from the noise of natural climate variability. The long-term trend is clear, showing an increasing global average temperatures in tandem with growing amounts of greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I just wanted to cover. I hope you share me out or whatever. Get this information out, because a lot of people don't understand what's really going on. And that's the truth. I mean, let me read the chat. I really appreciate everybody that came in. Thank you. Weather modification, yes, it's all weather modification. He who controls the weather controls the world. A lot of people may not understand what that means. Well, you control the weather. You control, the plants growing, farming, stuff like that, droughts. You're not allowing the food to grow. Yes, you control the world. That video came way out back in the 60s. I believe it was Lyndon Johnson that said that. It's right here on YouTube. I remember seeing it years ago. Thank you, MIC and Dave's Waffle House. You are here, and thank you. I wanted to do a short live stream. As you know, I like to cover stuff like this because this is the new climate change that we're having to deal with. Your food, it gets so hot, y'all, your plants, your tomatoes, your garden, it won't grow. Keep your plants watered, keep yourself cool, get through this. It is very hot. Yesterday, I looked at my temperature gauge. I live in the country. It said 100 degrees. It said 100 degrees. That's very hot. And humidity is like, it felt like, because of the humidity, the heat index was like 115 degrees. As long as I got power, and air conditioner and all that, I can deal with it. I mean, I don't even have to go outside, Who else is in the house? Hello, Carlos. Did you know that we just had the hottest 4th of July on record? Thank you all for coming in, Frank Centurion. Long time no see, and thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you, Susan A., the Zeophobic 73 channel. Some of you people I didn't even know were still subscribed to me because I hadn't seen you in a while. Thank you. Hello, West Texas, Danielle. I'm sure it is very hot in Houston, Texas. I saw the other day it was like 117 degrees. We're going to have a climate out of control if we're not. I mean, there's nothing we all here can do about it. I know that. But this is what they really want. This is what the World Economic Forum this year, there were scientists I was seeing that are angry that they didn't take up climate change. But that is part of the agenda because it's going to lead to their new climate emergency. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to make sure that everybody in my community right here on YouTube knows that we just had the hottest 4th of July on record.